Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are doing awesome. It is 12:30. So some of you get to be home like me in the middle of the day, and some of you maybe are on your lunch break. But I did a post that got quite a bit of attention a few days ago when I told you that I just finished a huge project that's taken me over 6 months. It is a 34-page research project on the wellness formula that I drink, and I spent a lot of time researching ingredients. Not that I hadn't before, but I put in hours and hours and hours of research so that the resources that I was using and formulating for people who want to learn more about supplementation, being the best version of themselves and their health, was based science. It wasn't opinion, it was science based on clinical trials, medical journals, that kind of stuff. And so very excited to hopefully be able to share that with you guys next week. But I wanted to give you kind of a sneak peek and a snapshot. You can see everybody likes to hang out with me while I work, into some of those ingredients and explain a little bit more about the wellness formula that you see me drinking every single day that had a huge impact on my health and on my clients' health, and why I stand by it, because there's a lot of good stuff out there. There really is. And I've tried and researched and used a lot of them. There's a lot of amazing supplement formulas, superfood formulas, protein powders, a lot of antioxidant formulas. There's a lot of amazing companies. So why do I choose the one that I choose when I have the resources and ability to drink and consume anything? And that's why I put this project together, because I promise you, there is not any, with the access I have to the resources that I have, I would know if there was something else out there like this, and there's not. So I'm going to dive in really quick. I'm going to scroll through this paper so I can give you guys good stuff. So basically, in a nutshell, so obviously most of you know that Shakeology is what I'm talking about. That's what I drink every single day. But I want you to know what's in it. There's 5 formulas. Most people think it's an overpriced protein powder, right? And that's what I thought before I researched it. There's 5 formulas within it. There is a protein blend, which is powerful because you shouldn't only be consuming one source of protein. There is a antioxidant and superfruit blend. There's a super green phytonutrient blend. My favorite is the adaptogen blend that really helps our bodies become more resilient to stress, and for all of us, both women and men, hi Crystal, really helps to nourish our endocrine system, which promotes hormonal balance. And there's a digestive formula, which actually is a multi-supplement in one, because it has a specific probiotic, prebiotic, and a plethora of digestive enzymes and fiber. So I'm going to break each one of those down one by one. I don't want to play fetch with you right now, girl. I'm going to break each one of those down really quick for you, and I'm going to try to not make this video very long because I know y'all are busy. So the first one is the protein blend. So for those of you who don't know, proteins are made of amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. And all protein is not equal. Every protein source has a different amino acid profile. So it's important, and it's really amazing the intention that went into this aspect of the formula, because we need a variety of amino acid profiles for different reasons and for different benefits in our body. Protein is so important for everything, not just for muscles, like we get stuck on that, but for your cartilage, for joints, ligaments, bone health, for cellular regeneration. But it needs to be clean, and it needs to be bioavailable. And that word is very important, because if you are not able to break down and absorb the amino acids from the protein, or absorb anything really that you're consuming, it's a waste of money, and it's actually going to cause more work for your body, and it's just, you're going to pee it out basically, and so it's going to be a waste of money. So the fact that these are very bioavailable sources protein is very important. So there's two forms of Shakeology. There's one that contains a whey protein isolate, which I'm going to get to in a second, and the other one is vegan, so it's 100% plant-based. But even the one that contains whey also has a variety of plant-based proteins, which I love because we need that in our life. This is very much a plant-based formula because we need those superfoods and those plants in our bodies. That's how God created us, to recognize that information in the food so that when we consume it, it can nourish our body at a cellular level and really help us regenerate and live a vibrantly healthy life. So the whey protein isolate, I get questions about this a lot, and I was the most concerned about this before I ever tried it. I learned years ago that whey protein concentrate was actually better for you. But my opinion has changed as research has changed and as I've learned things a little bit differently. Not sure if you guys know, but good quality whey protein isolate is actually much more expensive for a company to produce than whey protein concentrate. And it's very easy for a company to find a very cheap whey protein that is denatured, meaning when it was processed at a high temperature that denatures the protein molecules, and at that point they become more inflammatory and problemsome for our health and our body versus a benefit. So you need to know the source of the whey that you're in, the manufacturing habits the company's using. So the whey in Shakeology is processed with a state-of-the-art, very gentle cold filtration process specifically designed to maintain the protein integrity and the bioavailability of the whey. And the isolate actually the form of whey is the isolate actually has a higher protein content and is lower glycemic versus the concentrate formula. There's less casein, less lactose, less sugar molecules in the isolate versus the concentrate, which is really important for anyone who has any kind of metabolic syndrome, such as diabetes, or who struggles with weight loss, like who struggles with being able to lose weight. So see, look, I get so excited about these things. It's already been 7 minutes since I started this. I'm on formula number 1. Promise this will go by faster. And then every batch with any animal protein, it's very important that you know that there's no hormones present, no antibiotics, no heavy metals, no GMOs, none of that crap in it. And there is every batch of Shakeology is tested 1,900 times before it gets to your doorstep. And it's tested over and over again for all of those things. So you know there's none of that in there. That's very important to me. It's very important to me to put in my own body and into my kids' body, and obviously very important for me to recommend to my clients. So that's highlight of the protein blend. The next one is antioxidants and superfruits. So what are antioxidants? I'll try to make this as simple as possible. When our cells go through oxidation, they die. And the more that our cells are damaged with stress, with toxins, environmental toxins, with nutrient deficiencies, with aging, with all the things that we're exposed to, our cells become weaker and become more damaged. We get more wrinkles, and we become more vulnerable to disease. Antioxidants are the superhero to help prevent the oxidation process. In layman's terms, like, that is all you need to know. Antioxidants are so important for our longevity, for our health, to help protect us against several different diseases and cancers, autoimmune issues. They are really important to help modulate our immune system, meaning not overstimulate to where you're having an autoimmune issue, but to where you are balanced and have a strong immune system. Our immune system is the strongest, most powerful tool against cancer. And this day and age, with 1 in 3 people being diagnosed with cancer, I don't know about you, but I want as many antioxidants in my body as I can get. So I was so excited when I first found Shakeology and started researching it. And honestly, when I started researching it, I was looking for all the faults. I know this shake thing is a scam. I know that it's, whatever, overpriced. So let me find all the faults, and I couldn't find any. And that's when I tried it. So it has things like camu camu, acerola cherry, goji berry, lohanguo, pomegranate, rose hips, and it is those, if you look them up individually, which I just did, are some of the most powerful and potent antioxidant containing superfruits on the planet. Camu camu, acerola cherry. If you ever go to a health food store and you look for a whole food vitamin C, like immune booster, you will always see them in there. And you will also see rose hips usually, because, and I learned this years ago, rose hips is very important to take with a vitamin C supplement because it helps with our absorption. Remember what I said about bioavailability? If you're not absorbing the nutrients, it doesn't matter. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to help you. So all of the synthetic vitamin C that so many people are drinking, and all the Centrum one a days, all the multivitamins that people are taking that are synthetic vitamins, is actually going to do you more harm than good. And I can guarantee you there's going to be a paragraph at the bottom, other ingredients. Go check if you have a multivitamin that's going to be full of synthetic fillers and crap. And it's not going to help you. So this replaces my multivitamin. I don't take one because it has everything and more, and it's all bioavailable to my body. Okay, we're going on 11 minutes already. Sorry, guys, I just get excited. Okay, so that is the superfruit formula. Next is the phytonutrient and super green formula. How many of you have ever choked down a disgusting wheatgrass shot or green powder that tastes like dirt, but you're like, you know what, I'm going to drink it anyways because I want the health benefits? I've done it so many times. It has it in it already. So the ingredients in this formula is moringa, chlorella, spinach, kale, matcha. And I nerd out on this stuff. So basically what this formula does in a nutshell is it helps to oxygenize our body. I don't know if you guys know this, but a doctor back in 1920 won the Nobel Prize for discovering that no cancer cell can survive in an alkaline and oxygenized environment, but they thrive in an acidic and oxygen-deprived environment. When I first learned this, I was like, holy crap, why is this not plastered all over the walls at every single doctor's office? Why is it not in the newspapers? And this was in 1920. We're talking 99 years ago, and we're still struggling, still. Even worse, because we're not paying attention. And there's so many other reasons why, but I want you to know this. So this is why super greens, anything dark green rich with chlorophyll, and these superfoods are really important because it adds oxygen to our blood and it helps alkalinize our body. If you don't know about the pH scale, learn about it. All of the refined sugars and artificial sweeteners and white flours and white crap and Doritos and all these artificial frankenfoods, food-like substances, are going to be acidic, and stress is going to make you acidic. So we have a lot that's fighting against us to be acidic in that environment where cancer cells thrive, where we have high inflammation, where our cells start to die and become oxidized and all that stuff. So we need formula like this to help protect us. Okay? Capiche? Any questions, you guys can always chat in the chat box. I love watching you guys watch this. Okay, so each of these are very powerful, linked to several clinical trials, and have been proven to be powerful against cancer cells and so many different things. Chlorella has always been, for years, one of my favorite supplements because of its ability to naturally detoxify the body from heavy metals, especially. I've always explained it to my clients that it acts like a magnet to toxins. And so when you're doing like a detox of any kind, if you're doing it improperly and you're not ready, it's going to make you sicker because your fat cells are going to release those toxins that have been stored. Oh, I have to tell you this. Our liver has the ability to make fat cells. And what happens when we have toxins in our body, the liver creates fat cells. Those fat cells surround that toxin. It kind of stores it away. It's one of the theories behind cellulite, actually. And when you do a detox, if your body's not ready and you're not doing it properly, those fat cells release that toxin and it will recirculate in your system. And now you're vulnerable to that toxin to do some DNA damage or something even worse. So it's very, very important that you know what you're doing when you're doing any kind of cleanse or detox. So I love that chlorella is in here, because when that happens, chlorella acts as a magnet to that toxin. And then if you have the added fiber, then it's going to get it out of your body. That's how a proper cleanse or detox should be done. Okay, moving on. Real quick though, moringa. I have to tell you this fact about moringa. Where is it? Okay, are you ready? Moringa is said to provide 7 times more vitamin C than oranges, 10 times more vitamin A than carrots, 17 times more calcium than milk, 9 times more protein than yogurt, and 15 times more potassium than bananas, and 25 times more iron than spinach. I say that's a pretty efficient, powerful superfood. Okay, my favorite formula is the adaptogen blend, and I used to take these independently before Shakeology came into my life because I knew how powerful they were. So adaptogens help us adapt to stress and help us to naturally increase our energy levels. They help promote hormonal balance. The ingredients are some of the most powerful adaptogens on the planet. And I knew that before I ever tried this. I used to take them separately. Like I told you, I spent hundreds of dollars a month on these. So the ingredients in this formula is ashwagandha, astragalus, cordyceps, maca, maitake, reishi, schizandra, and chaga. Oh, I love these. I'm such a nerd about these because what you'll notice is, yes, they help with energy, they help with hormonal balance, but they're all linked to powerful results against cancer cells and powerful results in showing how they help our bodies become more resilient against cancer. We need to know more about these things, right? Okay, so here's how I explain adaptogens to my clients, how I have for years. So you've got your baseline, right? This is where you're feeling good. You're feeling energetic, but not overstimulated, and you're not struggling with energy. So when you're overstimulated, you're anxious, your brain will not stop. Adaptogens help bring you down to baseline. When you're down here and you're super sluggish, you're exhausted, a little bit depressed, and you're like, man, no motivation, they help bring you up to baseline. It is not a depressant and is not a stimulant. It is an adaptogen. It helps you adapt. Who doesn't need help dealing with stress in your life? I have 2 boys who do not sleep through the night. My 3-year-old is actually now, finally, after 3 years. My 1-year-old has been sick and going through teething, so he still doesn't sleep through the night. And we have a very busy life. And those are things I cannot change. But if I can make my body more resilient to the stress that I have in my life, you better believe I'm going to invest in that. Same goes with you. I'm sure there's factors in your life that you cannot change that are stressing you out right now. But if you can make your body more resilient to that, every mom needs this in their life, right? Every parent, because we need as much help as we can get. And this is the formula I get so excited about because it's going to help you. I've had so many moms say, I can't, I wish I would have done this sooner. I wish I would have tried this sooner. I don't know how I did it before. I can't imagine motherhood without Shakeology in my life. And I know, me neither. I seriously don't. So I love this formula for the power and the impact that it can have both in our inflammation in our body, in cancer prevention strategies, but also with our energy and our resilience to stress. And when you're more resilient to stress, you enjoy your life. That's what this is about, right? You have one life to live. Okay, the final formula is the Digestive Support formula. Hippocrates said just a few years ago that all disease begins in the gut. And I'd have to agree with him. And here's why. It's common sense. If your gut is compromised, your gut health is compromised, that is where we absorb all of our nutrition from our food. If you're not absorbing all of the nutrition from your food, and if it's going straight through you, your other cells throughout your body, your other organs and systems are not going to get the nutrition that it needs to function. That's why it makes sense to believe that all disease begins in the gut. You know what I love? The gut-brain axis. Have you guys ever heard of the gut-brain axis? If not, you need to Google it, because it's truly an amazing thing I learned about when I was struggling years ago with anxiety, heavily struggling with anxiety. Most days I thought I was going to die, and I would have a panic attack. This is when I was living in Spain by myself. My family wasn't around, and I didn't know what was going on, and I thought I was going to pass out and hit my head and die, and nobody was going to find me. Horrible. Horrible. And some of you are going to laugh with me, but some of you are like, oh my gosh, that's exactly how I feel. And that's when I came across the gut-brain axis, and there's a true scientifically proven connection between your gut and your brain. And if you think about it, what happens when you get told really bad news? We say, oh, I feel like I got punched in the gut, and you feel that way, right? Or when you're really nervous and you're mentally super nervous about something, you're like, oh, I have butterflies in your belly, right? So we say these things, we don't understand the connection. There's an actual control center they've identified to where your gut health influences your brain health. So any of my clients who struggle with depression and anxiety, I have a dietary recommendations that I recommend, and usually I recommend they go off gluten, dairy, and sugar. And I know that's going to seem extreme to some of you, but when you're struggling that bad, you will do anything. And then I help them with supplement recommendations based on, of course, each person. But if you can have something that daily is nourishing your gut to heal that gut ecology and the lining of the small intestine, you're going to feel an improvement. And this is why so many people experience an improvement in their mental clarity as well. So what does this digestive formula have in it? It has prebiotics, fiber, a specific probiotic strain, and a plethora of digestive enzymes. So really quick, I want to talk about the specific probiotic called Bacillus coagulans. It's a specific strain, and unfortunately, a ton of probiotics that you can buy at the store are a waste of money, and they will go straight through you. The Bacillus coagulans strain has been proven to survive the stomach acid, which is incredibly acidic, and get to the small intestine where it's needed to do the repairs. When that happens, it has been shown to very prolifically reactivate and reproduce so that it can help heal that lining in the small intestine that so many people struggle with and have things like leaky gut syndrome. So I love that specific strain. It's why 90+% of people who start drinking Shakeology on a regular basis notice an improvement in their digestive health. It's one of the reasons. And then it has a bunch of different digestive enzymes, which if you've never researched the importance of digestive enzymes, I want you to do it because it is so important. The biggest problem that people have with their gut health is undigested food. Either their stomach acid is not efficient enough to break down food, or they eat too fast, or they have a horrible diet, and the food ferments in their stomach and then in their intestines, and it causes different gases and toxins to be released, and it pokes holes in the stomach lining. You have yeast overgrowth, and this is more than probably most of you ever wanted to know, but that's how you develop things like food sensitivities and autoimmune issues and hormone imbalances, and just like, how am I allergic to pineapple? That is how that happens, because then those small protein molecules in the foods leak out into our system, and the immune system's activated. It's like, invader, this food is not supposed to be out here, it's supposed to be in the small intestine. I'm recognizing that as a potential threat. I'm going to develop an immune response to pineapple. So when you have a blood test done of food sensitivities, your IgG markers are high, your markers of your immune system is high for pineapple because of that. So you can heal that, and you can get rid of that, but you need to have an approach to do it. So I love this component, and everyone needs to have these things in their system. Okay, so now that you know about those five formulas, I want to show you a quick math equation that for most of you who think that Shakeology is expensive or have thought it's an overpriced protein powder like I did in the beginning, so you know, it's $129 for a customer to just buy a bag of Shakeology. Okay, so that's the most expensive it could ever be, is $129 for a month's supply. There's 5 formulas in Shakeology, right? So I want you to divide $129 by 5, since you're getting 5 supplement formulas within one. That equals $25.80 for a month's supply of each formula. That's cheap in the supplement world for something that's high quality, that's tested to make sure 1,900 times it doesn't have any GMOs, any heavy metals, any hormones, any antibiotics, any pesticides or herbicides, any of that crap in it. That's insanely cheap for a full month supply. That's the most expensive Shakeology will ever be. Okay, so if you didn't know, you have the option to have a coach membership, which people get freaked out about. All it means is like a wholesale membership to Costco. You usually pay a $15.95 monthly fee that's waived for any military veteran member, but $15.95 monthly fee to get it for at wholesale cost. So it's $97 instead of $129. Divide $97 by five formulas. You guys, that's $19.40. $19.40 for each formula for a full month supply. I want you to go to Walmart and try to find a protein powder for a full month that only costs you $19. You won't. And it's going to be crap. That's insane, and it's so affordable. I absolutely love it. And the last thing that I like to teach people who get so freaked out about this coaching thing is the fact that you can work off your supplements. Like if you really are in a place in your life where you're like, I just can't afford it. I get it. Life happens, right? Could you ever go to a GNC and say, hey, I want this $130 worth of supplements. I'm going to work for a few days to work it off. I'm not going to pay you. And they'd be like, bye, Felicia. Like, that's not how this works. But with this option, you can. You say, hey, mom, hey, sister, hey, best friend, hey, coworker, I want to get healthy with you. I'm going to try this out. I want you to do it with me. Instantly, you found 3 people. That's anywhere from $150 to $300 in your pocket. And you're helping people. And you don't make it weird. You just help people. That's it. That's what I do, literally. And if any of you have felt like I was salesy, then you wouldn't be watching this video. Because that's not who I am. I'm a helper, right? And a server. So I hope this helps. Oh, the last part is the guarantee. So say you're like, okay, fine. I'm going to try this whole Shakeology thing, but it's not going to work for me. Jessica's full of BS, and it's not going to work for me. Okay, so you try it, and you drink it every day for 30 days. And at day 30, you're like, you know what? I'm just not impressed. I don't get what she's saying. I'm just not impressed. I feel maybe a little bit more energy, but I'm not really impressed with my results. No problem. You get a full refund. You drink the whole bag of Shakeology, you get a full refund. No company offers that guarantee. And I absolutely love to be a part of one that does. That's why it's a $1.3 billion company, because they've helped so many people that they keep coming back for more. All right, if you have any questions, you know where to find me. But thanks for tuning in. I hope you learned a little bit. It's my favorite. I just love teaching if you guys haven't figured that out already. Have a great day. Bye.